Good afternoon, Warriors. Today, we're going to be taking a look at how well our Warriors know old technology. Some of the events of our last coffee house, and much more coming up on Warriors Live. My name is Connor, and welcome today to our Warriors live stream. We had a lot go on this month. Our girls' teams had a field hockey and rugby game within the last month or so, and they've been doing absolutely fantastic with it. We also had badminton city and provincial games, and our senior team actually won the banner for this for the city, and we had many more competitors who also placed as well. We also hosted the 14th annual box lacrosse tournament for both our boys and girls teams, and both of ours actually made it to finals. So another thing that happened in this month was Earth Week. We decided to see how well our Warriors actually know this big blue and green planet that we live on. Let's see how they did.
The Earth was once believed to be the center of the universe. Earth is the only planet not named for a mythological god or goddess, or Earth is the least dense planet in the solar system. Last one. Correct. A large amount of oxygen on Earth comes from our planet's life consumption of carbon dioxide. Earth has a very weak magnetic field, or the Earth has an ozone layer which protects it from harmful solar radiation. The second one. You're right. 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by oxygen. The first life on Earth developed in the oceans, or Earth's water was initially trapped within the planet.
It's the second one.
Now it's the first one.
No.
Earth's water was initially trapped within the planet. Earth has relatively few visible impact craters, or the lowest point found on Earth is Mount Everest.
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
So, as well as that, what we did actually have quite a lot of, a big boom back quite a few years ago, I'd say at this point, was a lot of new technologies that were coming out at a pretty rapid pace as well. So, we decided to test our Warriors to see how well they know our old technologies, because we know sometimes our parents and grandparents have trouble with the new ones, so let's see how the younger generation has trouble with the old ones.
Heater,
A burner.
an oven.
I have no idea.
A toaster. No, it's
How?
not.
What do you mean?
Where do you put the dishes?
It kind of looks like an old kind of lawnmower with a hose. So maybe like it's two purposes in one. Of like an old water tank. Oh, is it an old thing that people used to use to wash their car? Is it an old mop? So, oh, it was a vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
A record player? I have no idea. Like, that looks like something that sound could be projected out of. That
Yeah,
looks like something a
sound.
record could go on.
Yeah.
A phone of some sort?
It's a telephone.
Is it a typewriter? Hey, come guess what this is. A dishwasher. A washing machine.
That was definitely interesting. I didn't know some of those things myself, and I consider myself to be pretty tech savvy, but it is what it is. So, we also had a coffee house not too long ago, so now we'll take a look back at some of the clips and highlights from that coffee house. So those coffee houses are put on every other month by our coffee house committee as well as our arts committee. So if you have any art that you want to display there or you want to participate in the coffee house yourself, just get in contact with anyone on either of those committees, or there's usually a call board sign-up sheet down by the band room on the middle floor of the school. So, as well as those committees and some other ones throughout the school that you may have seen do events from time to time or that I've mentioned here on this show, there are all options for anyone that's interested to join them. So it can be a bit complicated sometimes, and there's different descriptions because there's so many committees. So we've actually put together a little video for you guys so that way you can see yourselves just what you might be interested in. So let's take a look at that now.
Student Government 101, presented by Warriors Live. It all starts at our co-presidents, 2 students elected the previous school year by students like you. The co-presidents are the first to make big decisions on events and student issues. The vice presidents are always helping our co-presidents make decisions and come up with new ideas. Once a decision has been made, it's time to meet with the whole executive team for a meeting. Our 3 secretaries appointed by the co-presidents help keep the executives organized by documenting meetings and handling paperwork. Another important part of the executive team are the grade representatives. But don't be fooled by the name. These members do a lot more than represent their grade level. They actively help to run our student government. The grade representatives are elected by their corresponding grade the previous year. Except for grade 12. Grade 12 representatives are not elected because the presidents are already in grade 12. And there are 4 grade 10 representatives, since as freshmen, they are still learning the ropes of student government. All of these executive members get to voice their opinion on decisions and ideas at meetings. Once everyone agrees on a decision, it's time to take action. The executive team coordinates the appropriate ministries into action. Each ministry specializes in a different set of skills. Let's take a look at what they do. There are 11 student government ministries to choose from at Halifax West, and each one is unique in the important work it does. Art promotion is in charge of everything from West Got Talent to the promotional paintings you see in our windows. Sports promotion pumps up the crowds at all our big sporting events and keeps track of our team's scores. World Involvement and Environment is responsible for helping keep our planet clean, as well as raising money for global causes through fundraisers like our annual Bowl-a-thon. Volunteerism is pretty self-explanatory. These ministers organize Volunteer Expo, help out at soup kitchens, and much more. Student Staff Appreciation is an opportunity for students to thank all of our great staff. From the cooks in the cafeteria to the teachers in the classrooms, they help staff with curriculum nights and much more. Best Buddies and Inclusion organizes inclusive activities and events where all students can come together. They come up with the cafeteria games as well as learning center activities. From Spirit Weeks to Spirit Rallies, the Ministry of School Spirit may just be the only reason students come to school excited anymore. Our community is always supporting this school and its students. That's why we give back support through community involvement. Ministers organize clothing drives, fundraisers, and offer financial support to local causes. They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's why the Breakfast Club was started, to offer students a nutritious breakfast every morning and feed the mind for learning. We can't support mental health issues without understanding them first. This is why Mental Health and Wellness is in charge of spreading awareness and fundraising for mental health issues. Last but certainly not least is the Ministry of Communications Technologies. These brilliant folks set up audio equipment at all the big events, add a bit of flavor to the daily announcements, and run Warriors Live. the news network responsible for this very film. Now that we've gone over all of the ministries, we can conclude Student Government 101. But wait! We forgot something, and that's the most important part of student government. This part is the foundation, and without it, student government would crash and burn. This important piece is you. You are the ministry members. You participate in the events. You are the ones who give at the fundraisers. And none of this would be possible without you.
So if any of those things sounded interesting to you, Warriors, if you want to be a minister of any of these organizations next year, you're still not too late. If you go to the office, you should be able to pick up a minister application form, and they're due back anytime before 9 a.m. this Friday. And if you still want to join one of those committees, but running it itself seems a little too much for you, then you can simply join the committee and help participate in everything else that goes on. So, just before we close out this stream here today, we had a little contest on our Twitter feed. If you retweeted our contest post, our original one, and then you followed us on Twitter, you were entered for a chance to win a fantastic grand prize. $1 whole dollar. And so today, we're going to be drawing that winner. Well, I got a stack of papers here. I'm just going to mix them up. Jalal here is off camera. He's going to pick one out of my hand for me. Give me that back, Jalal. Thank you. So, our winner is Sarah Page. So we will get in contact with you over Twitter, and so that way we can help establish a way to get you your prize money. So, thank you, everyone. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube and on Twitter as well. And this has been Connor Morrison on Warriors Live, for students, by students.